Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. Now, of course, tomorrow, unless something changes, some deed is done in the dead of night, we're going to have the landmark Icelandic referendum against the finance oligarchs, against the City of London, The Hague, against Anglo-Dutch high finance, against the European Union, against the IMF. And we're going to go in just a second here to our correspondent in downtown Reykjavik. But let me just review. Today's Wall Street Journal, referendum casts chill on Iceland's prospects. The Capacent Gallup poll over the last couple of weeks of February says 74% of those who vote want to vote no. A no vote is don't pay Wall Street, don't cave in to blackmail and extortion. But they also say that there's an attempt to call off the referendum if they can get a dirty deal in the dead of night among the Dutch, the British, and the Icelandic representatives. Then they might try to call off the referendum to frustrate the expression of the popular will. And, of course, it's better to go on record saying no. So let's try to get an update. Let's go now to Reykjavik and Þórarinn Einarsson down in Ground Zero there in Iceland. Þórarinn, can you hear me? Are you there? Okay, we're going to try again. Anyway, let me just go through this. The Wall Street Journal line on this is, Iceland's leaders are scrambling to blunt the impact of a referendum Saturday in which voters are set to defeat a measure to repay the UK and the Netherlands for bailing out depositors in a failed Icelandic internet bank. And the Wall Street Journal says the risk is Iceland's prospects for an economic recovery. The idea is to get an economic recovery, you've got to join the British and the Dutch. Oh, my God. So join the pound and the euro for a recovery. Billions of dollars in international aid money and the bid for European Union membership. These are at risk. What a load of malarkey. Hello.
Hello.
Wonderful. Þórarinn, can you give us a report now? The vote is tomorrow. What does it look like?
Yeah, it looks quite good. And people are already voting. Actually, I tried to vote before, and but it was full of people, so I couldn't. So I'm just going to vote tomorrow. I was afraid I would get busy.
Hello.
So I'm just, yeah, hello.
Keep going, Þórarinn. Go ahead. We can hear you.
It's interesting that neither the Prime Minister nor the Finance Minister is going to show up. They are going to just stay at home and not participate.
So they're boycotting the vote?
Yes, they are. And the Prime Minister said it was meaningless, which is very embarrassing to say because, of course, it's very meaningful, this referendum. And the polls, well, I think it will be about 75-80% no. We're expecting that outcome. Still, the question is how many people will show up. So there has been a bit of a propaganda that this referendum is meaningless and people should just stay at home and it won't make any difference. So there are all kinds of views regarding the referendum. But very few are saying that we should actually saying yes. But some people actually do.
So very few people dare to go in public and say, yes, pay the British and the Dutch.
Yes, there are some that just think then it will be totally over and we can start to rebuild our economy. And if not, then we still have to struggle and negotiate, and that will take some time. So there are still some people that are ready to just say yes. And just to end it.
Let me ask you, how is the weather for turnout? What's the weather like?
The weather now is okay, but of course we have some extremes in the weather here in Iceland. So a sunny day can be followed by wind and rain, but I'm hopeful that will be okay. And we are having a march. We're marching down the street 2 o'clock tomorrow. And there will be the weekly protest will be as usual at 3. And there are many foreign media, many foreign journalists here to cover the referendum, and they will also, I guess, cover the protest and the parade. We are having this parade 2:00. We're just making signs and slogans right now.
Tremendous.
Uh-huh.
So, but you can vote already. How does voting actually work? Tell us that. The vote is actually tomorrow, correct?
Yes, but it started the 10th of February. People could just vote another place.
Early voting.
Yes, and especially the last 2 days, people have been going there as a sign that in the beginning there was people were not so interested in the referendum, but I think it's gaining momentum now. People are changing their minds. Also, I have seen on the internet and blogs, people who are going to say yes are now going to cast a vote no or turn it blank. And so people are changing their minds.
I got it. So actually the no vote is gaining in the last hours.
Yeah, I think so. But, or maybe people are neutral but will show up. I think definitely the yes is going down.
Does anybody point out to the Prime Minister there, Johanna Sigurdardóttir, what she is showing is absolute contempt for the people's will and for democracy, saying that a referendum of the whole people is meaningless.
Yes, we see that kind of opinions, but and also people are interpreting what she is saying. But she clearly said that of course people should be free to take their own choice, if to say yes, no, be neutral, or just sit at home. And that's the message she officially gives to people. Just do what they want. But she is not encouraging people to show up.
So she's the Prime Minister, and she is demonstratively neutral on the biggest issue of the future of the country.
Yeah, well, of course, when you stay at home in this referendum, that is, it's also, well, a clear message what you think.
Right.
And probably would be appropriate for this government to vote no, contradicting themselves, and because this is their responsibility, this bill.
Thoran, if it's 75% or 60% or whatever it is, if a large majority votes no against the banks, won't this government have to resign then? Won't the government fall?
Johanna Sigurdardóttir just declared, I think it was just a few minutes ago or hours, that she would not. She's gonna stay in power. So it was kind of an empty threat when the Social Democrats, they were threatening to end this government, to resign if this bill would not go through. Well, that they meant, of course, if it didn't go through Parliament. But it went through Parliament, and the people had to stop it. So now that is what is happening. And we are also having argument what it actually means when people say no. Some people are meaning we should not pay at all, and other people are just formally rejecting this bill because we already have something better offer. And of course, people are giving different messages.
Hang on for 1 minute. Hang on. Let me just ask you one or two more questions in the next segment. Stay with us. We'll be back in a minute on World Crisis Radio.